Okay, so you've seen some of the teams, right?
Just walked through looked at the posters. And
Okay. Do you have any impression, like at coldly preserved and collected impressions on what you're going to see during the pitching session?
I try not to, so that I can get the input from the pitching. But yes, there are some ideas kind of recurring in various stages, different events. But let's see how they treat them.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about what makes a startup idea win a startup weekend?
Well, obviously, I think potential. What kind of potential it has in terms of the classics, the team, the business model, how well founded the model is on actual real-world data, if they can get it. Do they know people who can validate? So it's a seed from where we can hopefully see a startup develop. And it doesn't really matter if they fail or if they pivot several times or if they reiterate. We have seen at this type of event in the past, people come in and then try this year and then try a couple more times at the next couple of events and then come next year and really do something that is useful with a lot more knowledge and experience. So failing at this kind of event is brilliant because it's free.
But doesn't it hurt?
But probably it should. So that you get conditioned, but you need to get over it.
Okay, but among all of these things that you have named so far, what would be the deal maker for you? What would be that thing that startup would have to have so that you would believe in it and vote for that startup idea?
If the connection to the market is really obvious, there is an obvious need they can demonstrate, and then they can demonstrate that they can fill that need. They have the means, the know-how, whatever they don't have, they know where to get it, and all they need is a couple of things: some money, some expertise, maybe three things, and some additional network and access to people. Then that's where a business angel comes in, or a group of angels or pre-seed funds come in, and yes, we can provide that.
How much?
It depends on how much they need, but at this level, we're talking of a couple 100,000 deal. So it's small, very high risk, and it could be even smaller. If we need to do a test and they don't have the means, they don't have the know-how, we can reach out to people in industry, experts and so on, and see what it takes. Does it require some money? Okay. Does it require some effort? Some doors that need opening. If we know people, we'll make it happen. Very often for free, just because so many others are also interested in new ideas, new technology, solutions to their existing problems. They're willing to give it a shot and contribute, and we see what the result of the experiment is.
Great. That sounds really brilliant. So it almost sounds like Startup Weekend could actually be a launching platform for new businesses.
Isn't that what it's kind of supposed to be?
Is it?
Well, it could be. Perhaps it's a little too early because people generally come here to learn. That's a process which does take place, learning process. But if they're good enough, then yes, maybe we can talk about a real deal down the line.
Okay, awesome. How do you think that this kind of events help the local community?
We need a lot of these and a number of other things. to catalyze the ecosystem. I think a lot of what needs to happen is happening and will continue in the new year, which is coming up. One key component beyond some better coordination between local actors, which I also see is happening more and more. We're talking constantly with co-work and with the other IT community and entrepreneurship NGOs and organizations. And I think they are coordinating. There is an effort in that direction, which is great, to build the ecosystem. And I think one important aspect of 2020 is going to be connecting much larger entities like corporations, even universities. They have a surprising amount of innovation going on internally and research, with entrepreneurs, people who are willing to take on a risk, to build a product, to build a new company. They don't know how, so they need education here and in similar venues. But they also need to connect with real industry needs, because just coming up with ideas generally doesn't lead you to great product and great, finding your perfect market fit and so on. It's much better to start with an actual need from industry, or something that research has discovered is a real solution to a particular problem, and just take it from there. So we should be doing more of that. I think a lot of companies and organizations are interested in doing more of this. I see 2020 as being the time when this happens a lot more.
That's quite a challenge and some food for thought.
Well, we need more startups.
Yes.
It just boils down to that.
Yes.
There is money to invest. We need more better startups. Better is this. This is where startups get better, but also in the line of fire, actually trying to get market traction. That's where also they get a lot better. But they need better, they need the right product for the right market. And it's very hard to just come up with that kind of thing out of the blue.
Do you have any kind of piece of advice for future entrepreneurs here in Timișoara?
Stay connected to what's going on. Take part in this kind of event, because all kinds of things are coming up. And you will find the right startup that you want to build, the right partners that you want to work with, but you need to rub shoulders with people to kind of stay connected. Otherwise, it's much more unlikely that someone will just suddenly think of you and call you in. You need to be part of the flow.
Thank you so much.
All right.
High five. And a high five.